Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Sorry for the delay. I'm saying delay. Anyway, uh, we'd already planned on being gone 4 or 5 days camping, probably the last one of the year, and my brand new truck with less than 10,000 miles on it blew up, and they had to tear the motor down and put new parts in it. So was not happy, extended my stay because I needed to be able to pull my camper home. So anyway, stayed gone a little longer than I planned on, but I needed to recharge anyway. There's a lot of recharging in this kind of work when you deal with a lot of sadness. So you were still at the front of the line. It just wasn't working. Sorry about that. So we're going to get this taken care of. Don't know if I've ever read for you before, so I'm going to explain real quick how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades, and I try to describe the picture best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say, so if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Go, I know what they're talking about. So it's not an exact science. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They won't give me a lot of details. They'll give me just enough so hopefully you know what they're referring to. So even though I don't have a picture of your mom's stepping in first. And she's got a homemade pie. I'm going to say apple. It looks like a lighter colored fruit in it, and it's got the lattice work on top, and it's like mounding with whatever this fresh homemade pie is. I'm going to say apple. So know that when maybe your mom liked to make apple pies, maybe she liked apple pies, maybe you just made one, maybe you just ate one. I don't always know where that falls into the category for you. But know that when you smell a fresh homemade one, and you can be in your car, you can be outside, you can be sitting in your house. It doesn't count if you walk through a bakery and there's a bunch of pies there. It's when you get it kind of out of the blue and you get that little whiff of it, and that's your mom popping in to say she loves you. So validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want more signs. What the heck have I got on me? Sorry. That was weird. So anyway, where was I? Validator. Oops, hang on. So I promise you 1,000%, they can hear you, they can see you. Talk to them all you want to. You just have trouble getting a response from the other side. They have no problem hearing you or seeing you. Talk to them, invite them in. Tell them it's okay. Ask them to step forward. Ask them to bring you signs. Give them permission. Sometimes I've seen them kind of stay back, like in a corner or something. Go, I don't know if I should step forward, and I'm like, let them know that I'm here because I don't want to scare them, or I don't know if it's okay with them, or things like that. Okay, wait a minute. I've got one of these I used to have. Hang on. She is spinning around in what looks like a very nice dress. Not like something you would be cleaning house in, but she's got an apron on, and she's got a duster, and she's kind of going like this. And it looks almost just like this. A little fuller. Don't know if that makes any difference. And now the little feathers are coming down. So, and this one happens to be pink. If you get like these little tiny feathers, or it could be a real feather that floats down in front of you, again, that'll be a sign from her. Validate her, acknowledge her, let her know you love her. Ask her to bring you more. But she's kind of like dancing, like parading with this thing, and going, turning around, but not really dancing, but kind of dancing. I don't know how to explain it. So, it might be something you have to stretch outside the box. Not sure what she's going with this picture. There goes another one coming down. It's like a little tiny feather, kind of. Where's my damn camera? Anyway, watch for those little feathers. And they could be little pink feathers, just like that, or they could be a little tiny bird feather. I've actually seen them. Of course, I can see them, and they put a feather on their finger. And I was sitting outside with some friends, and of course, I told them, I said, "Watch this, watch this." It was going down, it was coming around, it was moving sideways, real slow, just nothing the wind could have done. Of course, they didn't believe me. You're seeing dead people. She says, "Dad's here. He's not showing himself," which is fine. She's holding her nose, and she says, "He has his shoes off." So I don't know if Dad had stinky feet, or if he didn't change his socks often enough and his socks always smelled. But she's holding her nose, talking about his feet, and he's got his shoes off. She's got him away from her. She doesn't want to smell his feet. There's another sign for you. That'll be your sign from Dad. Stinky feet. And like I said, you can be anywhere. You can be, outside, in your car, in your house. Doesn't matter where. Walking through the store, you might hear somebody talk about stinky feet. You might see somebody do this on TV or on Facebook or in a movie and talk about somebody's feet stinking. But no, that'll be a sign from your dad. So again, validating. Ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission if you want them. That's your free will choice. They both at the same time say, "I love you. I love you very much. I love you. I love you." We are here to listen to your problems any time of the day or night. Don't be afraid to call on us. We see you hurting. We would like to help. But you have to ask. And I will, and I always tell people, they cannot override your free will choice. You do have to ask them. You have to give them permission. And then you have to allow whatever door they open or whatever person they bring to you or whatever the thing is that fits into whatever you ask. Does that make any sense? Am I babbling again? But you can always say no, because that's your free will choice. They bring me good shit all the time, and I go, "Yeah, no, I don't want it." They go, "Why?" Because I can say no. I hope that makes sense. But you have to ask them and give them permission. With just pick something you need help with, whether it's finding a job or whatever it is, anything. And Mom says there's something you've been wishing for, and your wish is about to be granted. Of course, we wish for a lot of things. It could be as simple as wishing you had more chocolate ice cream in the freezer, and somebody may bring you some something you've been wishing for. But I feel like it's something bigger than that. But your wish is right around the corner. It's about to be granted. So she's not letting me know like on what subject this is. Something physical. Something physical you've been wishing for. That could still be ice cream. I'm just using that for an example. So when something appears, it'll be in the real near future, and it's something you've been longing for, wanting, make sure you tell them you're grateful. Make sure you thank them. That you don't even need to know who them are. It's not necessarily your mom that's going to provide this. It's something physical, but they're not pinpointing it for me. And I can't twist their arm and make them. It's their show. It's their ball game. Oh, she's talking about her hair or your hair. She's puffing it up. She's puffing up her hair. I like it. I like it. I think she's talking about your hair. You've done something or getting ready to do something different with your hair. And she likes it. She likes it. Like it's all pretty. She says, good job. Good choice. Don't forget to tell those around you that you love them while you can. You'll regret it later if you don't. Do it more than you have been. And say it like you mean it. She says there's one, let's see. She's going to tell me male or female. That kind of get your grit, kind of hurt. But she still wants you to tell that one, I love you. She says they need it. I can't tell. She's flipping me back and forth from male to female where we're not quite landing on which one. Trying to get her to settle in. Okay, she's not going to specify. Just whatever the first one was that popped in your head. Somebody that you are around, I almost feel like they're related to you. And they just kind of rub you the wrong way. Just as you're walking out the door or hanging up the phone or whatever, just go, oh, I love you, and let it go. For some reason, she thinks that's very important. I don't know if it's to them or to you to do that. She says both. Okay, now Walt stepping forward. He's showing, I don't remember exactly what he's wearing in the picture, but casual, nice, casual clothes. He's got like big flowers on his shirt, like, I want to say like a Hawaiian shirt, kind of, sort of. Khaki shorts. Don't remember if that's what he had on the picture. But he's got a beach behind him. Trying to see if there's a palm tree or if we're on a different type of beach. But can't tell exactly what I don't really see palm trees. And he looks very calm, very, very relaxed, very at peace, very peaceful. He's he's talking about taking his finger and twirling your hair, like doing this, like something you would do, kind of maybe not even on purpose, not even thinking about it, but just kind of what, I don't know if you have this habit and you just do it automatically, or he's doing it. So if you feel that little tickle on your hair, like if a fly lands on top of my hair, I feel it. But it's that kind of little tickle where you may actually see your hair move. So again, that'll be a sign that he's there with you. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission. He says, I love you, baby. I'm sorry. I had to go. It was my time. Now he's jingling something in his pocket. Don't know if it's, I can't quite tell if it's keys or change. So I don't know if he had a habit of jingling, or maybe he jingled when he walked because he had change in his pocket, or maybe he jingled his car keys a lot. So know when you hear that, or even if you see somebody do that. You could be walking through the store and you could hear somebody jingling the change in their pocket. I haven't heard anybody do that in a long time. Nobody carries any change. Everybody's got a card. Could see it in a movie. You could hear it. You'd be driving down the street and hear it. Just hear it. Or hear it with your telepathic ears. So make sure you validate him when you hear that. Let him know that you know that that's him. Tell him you love him. It's talking about something being a hop, skip, and a jump away. Hop, skip, and a jump away. He's a hop, skip, and a jump away, but I feel like he's referring to that and something else that's just not very far away. Is he buried a hop, skip, and a jump away? I married you for life, and I meant it. I cherished you, and I still cherish you. But don't let that hold you back. The one thing I do not want to see is you lonely. Please know that I still love you. I do not want you lonely. So, and I feel like he's going to do this in your home, like when it's quiet and other people are not around. Everybody receives energy different. You're not going to feel his energy or any other energy the same way I do. But it's like you'll be sitting in a room or maybe just standing in the room. That doesn't matter how you're doing it. And it will feel like the whole room gets warm. Just all of a sudden, kind of like a hot flash, but not a hot flash. It's because the warmth is going to be out here, not just in here. It's like the room's going to get really warm, full. It's going to feel full. Know that that's his energy. Again, validate him, acknowledge him. Let him know you know that's him. He's showing the living room. It doesn't have to be the living room when it happens. That's the room he's showing right now. He's in the kitchen now, and he's got a skillet on the stove, and he's shaking it, almost like you would, like when we used to make popcorn that way, shaking it on the stove. Uh, we used to use a cast iron skillet and a lid, shake it on the stove. That's the kind of motion he's doing. I'm not saying he's making popcorn. So listen for whatever kind of stove you have, whatever kind of skillet you have. Imagine what that sound would be. You'll hear that. And it could be possible that you have a skillet sitting on the stove and you come back in and the handle's turned the other way, or it's scooted off the burner a little bit. But whatever that sound is of him sliding that back and forth on the stove, he said he likes to cook. Something about you buying cheap shoes. Did you recently buy some cheap shoes, or does he think you should buy some cheap shoes? Cheaper shoes. Do you like it? Do you have a lot of shoes? He's referring to my grandson, and okay, we call my grandson a shoe whore. He's a teenager, and he is a shoe whore. He knows what he wants. He wants 15 pair at the same time. He loves his shoes. So I'm not sure why he's referring to him and you in shoes. If the shoe fits, wear it. He's calling you precious. Or he's referring to somebody that he called precious. He says, I don't really miss you because I haven't really left. He's not earthbound. Like people say, oh my gosh, they get stuck on earth. Yeah, no, not really. We're pure energy. When we get rid of this heavy body, this is just our vehicle to walk around earth. You know. Well, I'm not sure where I was going with that. But this is our vessel that our spirit, our soul walks around earth in. So once we get rid of that, we're all light and bright, cheery, and we don't have any of those ailments. We don't have any of the physical things going on. So I'm not sure where he was going with that at that time, but I had to move from my one work area to the other because my husband got up and he was making a bunch of noise. So I had to move to my other location in the house, and I was grumbling, and he actually kind of, I won't say chewed on my ass, but told me to appreciate what I have while I have it, the people in my life. Don't grumble over such little things. And he's right. And so it's not uncommon for them to chew my ass out, but it's also a message for you. The little things that people do, just blow them off because they're just little things. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. He says that's right. So it's not that big a deal because someday they won't be here. So make the most of what you can while you got them. So I'm not sure if he's talking about one particular person in your life or if he's just talking about people in general. He says they don't have to be older people for you to apply that to because nobody knows how long they're going to be here. He says, I love you, and then he says butterfly kisses. I don't know if we're going to be referring to butterflies. You're going to feel a little, I don't even know for sure what a butterfly kiss is, but you'll feel a little, like if it was a little peck on the cheek, like if he was to come up on your cheek, just one of those little pecks. So you should feel that little light, something just touch you, tickle you. It could be a tickle. It could, if they do it strong enough, it can feel like a pin sticking you. It just depends on how they use their energy and how you receive it and how strong they do it. They've actually felt like pins sticking me in the chest one time. I go, hey, that hurts. Let them know if it hurts, if they get too strong. But if they try to get your attention and it doesn't seem to work, they'll do it stronger and stronger and stronger till they get your attention. He says there's some days you feel like you've been run over by a car. That you're just totally flattened out, exhausted. He says, so take time for you. Know that I'm sitting right there watching you as you sleep. Then he goes, don't get weirded out. Don't get creeped out. Don't get scared. He says, but sometimes I sit there and just watch you as you sleep and think about how lucky I was. And everything was perfect in God's eyes. I don't know if he's saying you have hope for the future or you need to have hope for the future. Things will be all right. Keep plugging. He's talking about cinnamon. Cinnamon, so I don't know if you've recently just used cinnamon something or you're going, or you put cinnamon something. Same thing. Duh. But you should smell the cinnamon. They love smells, sounds, electronics. It's something very easy for them. We don't have these anymore, so it's easy for them to do with their energy. Things like that. Something moving and shifting. He's shown me the bedroom. He's shown me the nightstand and the bed. So watch for something on the nightstand or maybe even the bedspread or the pillow or something, because he's shown me both. So watch for something to move or shift. Like you leave, like maybe a picture on the nightstand is turned one way, you leave the room, you come back and it's been moved just a smidgen, or the bedspread being wiggled a little bit when you come back. Something moving and shifting. So he's there. He's there a lot. He's trying to let you know that he's there without scaring you. He says, hopefully after listening to this, when some of that happens and you know it's him, that you won't be scared, you'll be comforted. And that's always my plan anyway, to bring peace and comfort, not scare the bejeebies out of somebody. And he's talking about smoke signals, but he's showing me a campfire. Talking about smoke signals. Don't know why he's not explaining. I don't know why he's talking about smoke signals. He's not explaining why he's talking about them. It's his show. He can do anything he wants within reason. He said he wants to see you happy. He says, hold my hand. So when you're sitting someplace all relaxed, preferably alone, where there's no hubbub going on, just very relaxed, hold your hand out. I always do it to my side, which doesn't make any difference. Like if I'm taking my walk by the river, I'll hold my hand out and ask so-and-so to hold my hand as I'm walking. Or sometimes even when I'm driving. Yeah, not both hands on the wheel. I'll hold my hand out. Just hold your hand out very relaxed. Don't grip it. Just and ask him to hold your hand. It might take a few times, but you should start feeling like a pressure or a warmth or a fullness or tingling, or sometimes it actually feels like a hand, but that doesn't usually happen that way. And you'll start feeling something there. and he'll bring you a lot of comforting energy because we are pure energy when we leave. That's where I was going with the other thing before I got interrupted. Don't have this heavy body. We're pure energy, our spirit, our soul. Okay, he's showing me what looks like a very small purple flower. I would say a crocus, which is the wrong time of year for crocus. Even though a friend of mine showed me one on Facebook the other day. They're one of my favorites because they usually come out in the spring when there's still snow on the ground. And it's like the first sign of spring for me is there'll be snow out there and this little crocus will poke its little head out of the snow and bloom. But I think my friend told me there's some this time of year too, which I've never had those. Anyway, he's showing me a little purple, what looks like a crocus. May not be a crocus, maybe just similar. Not sure why he's showing that. Just remember I love you. And it'll be all right. And there's actually a song by Firefall, I think it is, that says that. So he says yes. So go to YouTube or whatever you do for music and Google the words or watch it on YouTube or whatever. Just remember I love you. It'll be all right by Firefall. And that'll be his song to you. You could even possibly hear it on the radio or in a movie, or you could be walking through Walmart and you could feel your head turn to the side and there could be a picture there that says, just remember, I love you. It can come out in all kinds of ways. All of those are signs. He's doing the, I can't do the heart with the fingers. He's doing the heart. Sorry if that doesn't look like a heart. He says, I always loved you and always will. Be my Valentine. It's October, so I don't know why he's saying be my Valentine. And life is still good. It's the way it needs to be. Even though you don't think so right now. I'm one of those that gripe at him all the time. It's like, why? Why do you make it so hard? Now he says we get too serious and we make it harder on ourselves than it needs to be. Lighten up, lighten the load, get rid of some things that you don't need. And I don't think he's talking about physical things. I think he's talking about like routines or simplify things. I'm getting ready to simplify my house. I hope it needs it bad. Declutter. He says declutter your mind and make room for the good stuff to get in. Don't have so much clutter in your head that there's no room for the good things to come in. It's too full of clutter. I don't know if he's talking about you or me or both. He says, I'm done with that. He's going to leave. He says, he's blowing you, he's saying butterfly kisses, blowing you butterfly kisses. Keep marching forward. You can't go backwards. And know that I love you now and forever. from the bottom of my heart, be my Valentine. I'm not sure why he's repeating that, but so hopefully it's something you understand. Or watch for, out of the blue, you find a Valentine laying on the ground, or you walk through the store and there's a Valentine, because it's October. That would be unusual. So just watch for something to do with Valentine. Okay, my dear, with that, he's leaving. Much love to you. Thank you for being patient. Like I said, I got stranded, kind of. Stranded in a good way, because I enjoyed my walks out in the woods and over hill, over dale, sitting by the lake. I needed it, even though I couldn't really get home till my truck was fixed. So much love to you, my dear. Thank you very much. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Their voice, actually.